What if I told you that one of the world's biggest tech giants is making $1 billion investment right here in Raleigh, and that this move could change the future of our city and your future forever? Hey there, I'm Gretchen Coley with the Coley Group, Raleigh's luxury real estate team, and today we're diving into why Apple is coming to North Carolina, how this massive decision will transform our community, and most importantly, what this means for you. So whether you're already a Raleigh local or you're thinking about making this move, this is something that you need to know. So let's get right into it. So let's start with the big question, why Raleigh? Out of all the places Apple could have expanded in Silicon Valley, Austin, even international locations, why choose this little corner of North Carolina? Let's start with one of the biggest reasons Apple chose Raleigh, access to top-tier talent. Now, we've all heard about Research Triangle Park, but what makes this area so attractive to a tech giant like Apple? It comes down to three powerhouse universities: Duke University, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and NC State University. These schools aren't just well ranked, they're leaders in fields Apple depends on: computer science, engineering, biotechnology, and artificial intelligence. But here's where it gets very interesting. NC State is one of the top producers of engineering graduates in the entire country. Apple knows that these grads are not only brilliant, but they're also practical, problem-solving innovators. Duke University brings another layer of top-tier research in healthcare tech and data science. With Apple's growing focus on health products like the Apple Watch and health data privacy, Duke's medical and tech research is a natural fit for Apple. And let's not forget UNC Chapel Hill, or the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Known for its leadership in public health and data analysis, Apple is investing heavily in user privacy, data security, and health integration, and UNC produces experts in exactly those fields. But Apple isn't just looking for employees, they're looking for a long-term innovation ecosystem. They want a place where they can partner with universities for cutting-edge research, where they can sponsor projects, fund scholarships, and build a steady pipeline of future innovators. And RTP offers that potential partnership in a way that very few other regions can. So when Apple looked at Raleigh, they didn't just see a place to set up an office. They saw a thriving community of bright minds, innovative thinkers, and future leaders who could take Apple's technology to the next level. And that's why Raleigh and our university stood out. But let's talk about why North Carolina has become a magnet for some of the biggest companies in the world, including Apple. This state has built a powerhouse reputation as one of the most pro-business environments in the country, and that is no accident. It's the result of smart policies, aggressive tax strategies, and a commitment to economic growth. One of the biggest draws: North Carolina has the lowest corporate income tax rate in the entire nation, just 2.5%, and it just gets better. By 2030, that tax rate is set to drop to zero. That's right, you heard me right, zero. This kind of aggressive tax reduction slashes operation costs for businesses and makes North Carolina stand out in a really crowded field of states competing for corporate investment. But it's not just about how low the taxes are. North Carolina offers a wide range of economic incentives to attract and retain companies. We're talking about performance-based grants, tax reimbursements, and infrastructure support. Apple, for example, secured a jaw-dropping $846 million tax incentive over 39 years, tied directly to job creation and local investment. And when Apple's new campus in the Research Triangle Park is fully up and running, it's expected to generate over $1.5 billion in economic benefits every single year for North Carolina. And it doesn't stop there. The state is constantly working to cut red tape and eliminate unnecessary regulations that slow business down. Recent legislative efforts have reduced the franchise tax, streamlined corporate compliance processes, and blocked policies that burden companies with excessive restrictions. This means companies can focus on what they do best, and that's growing and innovating. On top of that, North Carolina is making major moves in infrastructure development. Investments in transportation and utilities are helping industries expand, while the North Carolina Chamber continues to push for policies that fast-track critical infrastructure projects. This ensures companies have the resources they need to scale operations and succeed. When you put all of this together, low taxes, huge incentives, and a business-friendly government, and a commitment to infrastructure, it's no wonder why North Carolina has become a top destination for global corporations and startups alike. This is the state where businesses don't just survive, they actually thrive. Raleigh's quality of life is another compelling reason why major companies like Apple are choosing to invest in this area. The city strikes the perfect balance between affordability and opportunity. It creates an environment where employees can thrive professionally and personally. Raleigh consistently ranks as one of the most affordable tech hubs in the U.S. Housing prices are significantly lower than cities like San Francisco and New York. This is largely due to steady real estate development and lower land costs. This means employees can enjoy larger homes, more green space, and overall financial flexibility, all without sacrificing access to urban amenities. And investments in transportation and utility projects have led to smoother commutes and reduced congestion. The city's manageable traffic and growing public transit options allow workers to spend less time commuting and more time enjoying life. And despite the rapid growth, Raleigh has maintained a balance between economic expansion and livability. The city offers a dynamic job market while keeping living expenses in check, providing high quality of life without stress of larger metropolitan areas sometimes have. For companies like Apple, Raleigh's blend of affordable infrastructure and lifestyle make it the perfect environment to attract and retain top talent while keeping operational costs low. So, what exactly is Apple building in Raleigh? Apple is developing a significant East Coast campus in Research Triangle Park. This project represents a major expansion for Apple and is designed to strengthen its presence on the East Coast. The massive campus will span over 324,000 square feet of office space dedicated to housing teams in software, engineering, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. The design is expected to align with Apple's global sustainability goals like incorporating energy-efficient systems, green spaces, and cutting-edge architectural features similar to those at Apple Park. This environment will be tailored to foster collaboration, creativity, and technological development. It's a part of Apple's larger $1 billion investment in North Carolina, and it's projected to create over 3,000 high-paying jobs, roles that focus on cutting-edge technologies and operations. In addition to the office buildings, the development will include state-of-the-art facilities designed to foster innovation, tailored to fit the local Raleigh landscape. Though specific design details have not been fully disclosed, the scale and purpose of the campus position is to become the central hub for Apple's East Coast operations. Now, how is this going to impact Raleigh? Let's talk about some of the ripple effects that we expect. Apple coming to Raleigh is like throwing a massive stone into a very still pond, and the waves, well, they're going to touch everything. Raleigh is poised for massive job growth with Apple's new East Coast campus, and there's solid historical evidence to back this up. It's more than Apple's commitment to creating 3,000 high-paying jobs. Large tech investments have a ripple effect on job creations. Companies like Apple don't just create jobs within their own walls, they stimulate growth across related industries. New roles in construction, hospitality, retail, and real estate naturally emerge as supporting industries to meet the needs of Apple's employees and the campus's operational demands. Smaller tech companies like startups that are likely to cluster near Apple to collaborate, partner, or compete, creating an innovation hub. Not only that Apple's operations will attract vendors and service providers, further expanding the local economy. Housing demand in the RTP area and Raleigh's expected to skyrocket due to several converging factors, primarily driven by Apple's major investment in the region. That influx of 3,000 high-paying jobs will attract thousands of professionals and their families, directly increasing the need for housing in the surrounding areas. This type of economic expansion typically fuels demand for both residential properties and rental units, creating upward pressure on prices. Currently, the the average home price in the RTP area is around $373,000, reflecting a 1.8% decrease compared to the previous year. However, this temporary price dip is expected to reverse. The market adjusts to rising demand. In nearby Raleigh, the average home price is approximately $477,000, about a 6% increase over the past year. The RTP region has already shown long-term housing growth, with areas like Cary experiencing a 407% increase in homes sold between 2001 and 2021. This historical trend suggests the market is primed for another surge. Additionally, the area's ongoing economic development and tech-driven job growth are expected to intensify competition for housing, further driving up home values. And let's talk about the massive infrastructure impact Apple's move is going to have on Raleigh. When a global giant like Apple steps into a market, it doesn't just bring people, it transforms the entire region. Apple is committing to over $110 million to strengthen North Carolina's infrastructure. Now, that's not pocket change. This investment will go into improving broadband access, upgrading roads and bridges, and enhancing public schools across 80 counties. These upgrades aren't just for Apple, they'll support the entire community, creating a more connected and accessible region for everyone. But let's get specific. With thousands of new employees on the horizon, there's going to be more traffic, and the city is already preparing. A detailed traffic study by engineering firm Kimley Honan, collaborating with the North Carolina DOT and local municipalities, is pioneering plans to expand and improve local roadways to handle the increased demand. These upgrades will make commuting smoother, not just for Apple employees, but for all of those who work here, and I am definitely into that. Beyond that, Apple is investing in Raleigh. They're setting up a $100 million fund to support local schools and community projects. That means better educational resources and stronger communities throughout the Triangle. This kind of growth doesn't happen overnight, but these infrastructure improvements will ensure that Raleigh can support this boom. More roads, better traffic flow, upgraded utilities, it's all happening, and it's going to position Raleigh as a true tech powerhouse. And we have history to back us up. Raleigh is no stranger to tech-driven expansion. The Research Triangle Park has a long record of attracting industry giants and generating regional job growth. For example, when IBM expanded its RTP presence in the 1960s and 70s, it transformed the area into a major tech corridor and led to thousands of jobs and attracted tech talent from across the country. The arrival of companies like Cisco, Lenovo similarly triggered growth in infrastructure, housing, and services, establishing Raleigh as a competitive tech hub. Apple's expansion in Austin, Texas serves as a prime example of how its campuses can significantly boost a local economy. The company's presence led to substantial job creation, increased tax revenue, and an influx of new businesses. It created a ripple effect that stimulated growth across multiple industries. The influx of talent and capital also drove higher demand for housing, retail, and local services, further strengthening the region's economy. This successful model in places like Austin and other places suggests that Apple's new campus in Research Triangle Park will deliver similar economic benefits to Raleigh, superpowering our state's economy and transforming the business landscape in the region. So how does this affect you? If you live in Raleigh, this is an amazing opportunity to be at the center of massive growth. If you're thinking about moving here, it's the perfect time to get into the market before it becomes completely competitive. Buyers, this is now the time to act. The market is heating up, and waiting could mean paying way more. Sellers, if you've been thinking about selling, this could be the moment to get top dollar for your home. And investors, high-income professionals are coming, and they're going to need luxury rentals and upscale homes. At the Coley Group, we've been helping clients navigate this market for years, and we know how to help you find the right home or investment and position your property for maximum return. So if you're wondering how to make the most of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, let's talk. Just call me at 919-526-0401 or visit thecolleygroup.com to schedule a consultation, or you can take our 5-minute neighborhood match survey in the description below and get paired with the perfect neighborhood for your needs. And I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. How do you think Apple's move is going to impact Raleigh and change Raleigh forever? Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on Raleigh's evolving market. Raleigh is stepping into a global stage, and if you have the chance to grow with it, you should. Apple's move is just the beginning, and this city is about to become one of the most exciting places to live, work, and invest. I'm Gretchen Coley with the Coley Group, and I cannot wait to help you take advantage of everything that Raleigh has to offer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in Raleigh.